Hello everyone. Thank you for joining us for Group AH presentation. We are excited to share the result of our project with you today. Before we dive into the main content, allow us to introduce ourselves first. My name is Nipur Pujastuti with student number 032.
My name is Sida Islam Sanayogi with student number 027.
Hello, my name is Jeremy Samboga with student number 034.
Well, thank you and let's begin the presentation. Well, for the first material is about what is hospitality. The word hospitality comes from medieval Latin hospes, means guest, hospitari, be a guest, and hospitabilis, put up as a guest. Hospitality is a multifaceted concept rooted in social engagement and the genuine desire to welcome and care for guests. Leslie, 2008. Hospitality consists of various industries, including travel and tourism, accommodation, lodging, recreation, meeting and events, and food and beverages, which comprise important businesses that employ millions of professionals. The basic principle of hospitality is to make others feel comfortable and welcome, just as one would like to be treated. We move to the next material, which about types of hospitality. Well, according to study from Kunwar, 2017, he conducted types of hospitality as follows. Well, the first one is private and public hospitality. The concept of hospitality to include both private, domestic, and public commercial context. Public hospitality, most participants are community members rather than tourists, complicating the nature of hospitality since it often serves local rather than strangers, while private hospitality, more personalized and informal, focusing on making guests feel comfortable and valued. And then the second one, we have hotel hospitality. The hotel hospitality uses in terms of the mechanism that hotel use to control their strangers guests. And then we have commercial hospitality. In commercial hospitality, there is a reciprocity based on money exchange. Therefore, the guest is free to use the facilities over because of the money he or she pays. And the host has an obligation to give the best service that meets his or her needs and expectations. And then anti-commercial hospitality. Anti-commercial hospitality refers here to behavior of hosts that challenge norms of larger commercial hospitality establishment in relation to operation standards, business practice, aiming to maximize profitability, commercial accommodation product norms, host guest social distance. And then we have inhospitable hospitality. The concept of inhospitable hospitality using fast food restaurants as an example, where customers are required to do everything themselves, reflecting an impersonal self-service model. Well, the next is hospital hospitality. Hospital hospitality suggested that the individual patient should feel as at home as possible during their hospital stay. The phrase "at home" is intended to indicate a standard of security, psychological comfort, and psychological comfort which the patient knows and is satisfied with. And then the next is transgressing hospitality. Well, transgressive hospitality, which explores how hospitality can challenge and manipulate social structures and hierarchies. Hospitality involves a negotiation between host and guest, often crossing psychological, and symbolic boundaries. Next, we have hybrid hospitality. Hybrid hospitality depends on the host sharing home with the guests. Such hybrid hospitality lacks some values. Next, commensal hospitality. Nepal's Tamang and Sherpa communities is a highly valued practice where offerings of food, drinks, and gift are central. This type of hospitality requires that any offering must be reciprocated and fostering a friendly atmosphere. And next is pseudo hospitality. Pseudo hospitality continues to separate its social forms from its provision in commercial settings. Such studies of hospitality are thus concerned with the service providers or provision, and with few exceptions. Other aspects of the experience, including the consumer's perspective and the context of transaction, are rarely considered. Well, for the next types of hospitality will be delivered by my friends. Thank you.
Alright, we continue to the mundane hospitality. That mundane hospitality is form of hospitality often involved with extensive interaction between providers and the consumers. And next is airport hospitality. Airport hospitality involves diverse experiences within touristic spaces, such as in airport lodge. Airport can be seen as sites of anticipatory joy when the travelers look forward to future pleasures like shopping or dining. Next is simulated hospitality. Simulated hospitality is the face of modern service industry and defined as one of the main forms of hospitality. Instead of authentic hospitality, visitors encounter the simulation phase in terms of either people or experience. Next is corporate hospitality. Corporate hospitality involves long-term repeated interaction between the organization and external stakeholders. This type of hospitality includes entertaining clients with meals, attending culture or sport events, and other extended activities. Okay, next is asymmetric hospitality. Asymmetric hospitality refers to how hospitality practice with organization can blur the line between colleges and reshape the workplace as a hospitable space. Okay, and next we have critical hospitality. Critical hospitality approach that focuses on labor relationship and the concept of emotional labor. This approach, termed the critical turn, emphasizes understanding the emotional and labor dynamics involved in hospitality beyond mere transactional interaction. Okay, and next we have mobile hospitality. The idea of moments of hospitality predicate interaction between host and guest in city spaces such as commuting to work, mega events, and hospitality, or everyday urban hospitableness. This one can consist of mobile hospitality that transcends spatial association with building. Okay, next. Alright, we have junior hospitality. Junior hospitality is form of hospitality which guests wish to experience pure form of service. And next, official hospitality. The establishment of formal relationship between a host and a guest. In this context, officials perform duties of hospitality with the same friendly spirit as might with personal acquaintance. And next is academic hospitality. Academic hospitality takes material form in the hosting of academics and academic travelers. From in this translation of academic work into the other language, and it takes touristic form through welcome and generosity with academic visitors that are we receive. Next is intellectual hospitality. The application of hospitality in intellectual and academic contexts. In this concept, to explore how hospitality in one discipline can offer insight to others. Next is linguistic hospitality. Linguistic hospitality closely linked to academic hospitality, but focuses in specifically on the challenge of communication across language. In a multilingual world, linguistic hospitality influences making the effort to understand and translate ideas across different languages and culture, creating a welcoming space for diverse expression. And next is embodied hospitality. This hospitality offered to and by embodied subjects with power relationship with power relation often negated around difference like race, class, gender, sexuality, and age. And next we have divine hospitality. This refers to a form of hospitality that will be fully realized in the eternal kingdom of God. And next we have open hospitality. This hospitality refers to the practice of offering hospitality to stranger and traveler rooted in ancient cultural traditions. And next we have personal hospitality. Personal hospitality extended within a private home, symbolizing an ethical and personal approach. In contrast, the commercial nature of hospitality in hotel, which is governed by economic exchange. And next is inter-tribal hospitality. In this center of inter-tribal hospitality, where the families with a tribe feast with the understanding that they will host it in return. Next, we have universal hospitality. Universal hospitality is an essential for achieving perpetual peace and world citizenship. And setting is right rather than the philanthropy. And next we have civic hospitality. Civic hospitality involves welcoming different types of guests based on their purpose and status. Alright. Next is the expression used in hospitality that will be explained by my friend Jeremy.
Okay, so now I would like to explain you about expression used in hospitality. In the context of hospitality, expressions refer to the verbal and non-verbal communication methods used by staff to interact with guests. These expressions play a crucial role in shaping the guest experience, enhancing satisfaction, and creating a positive atmosphere. They include, the first one is verbal expression. Polite language, positive tones, and friendly greetings that help make guests feel welcome. Examples include phrases like welcome, how may I assist you, or we hope you enjoy your stay. The second is nonverbal expression. The body language such as smiling, eye contact, gestures, posture, which contribute to conveying warmth, professionalism, and attentiveness. For example, a smile can instantly create a welcoming atmosphere. And the last one is tone and demeanor. The attitude and approach in communication, such as being empathic or energetic, helps in addressing guests' concern on enhancing their overall experience. So that's all about our presentation. And here's the reference. And now I give back the time to Puja.
Well, that's all from our group. We are so sorry if we made some mistakes, and have a good day.